But we move on to the March 8th show. I had to make a graphic for this one because there was no graphic posted online for this match other than the one in the GIF. Other than the one that was in the GIF, there was no proper graphic post for this, so I made my own. We have I have the wrong notes up. There we go. We have a tag team match: Shota Umino and Yuto Nakashima versus TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. Great match. I again, Fujita, he's just evolving so well. I love they're working the wrist lock and the overextension of the wrist in this one. It was wrist locks and like arm twists and then working like stretching the wrist back. That was the move that Sabre was teaching him in this match. Shota dropping Zack Sabre Jr. face first. Like he picks him up for scoop side and just goes and just throws him down and drops him face first into the mat. And then runs and hits like twisting back elbow to like a kneeling Sabre. Awesome. But in the end, Fujita gives him great offense, but on Shota, Shota fights back, gets the FDF, and taps Fujita out.
He had to work hard for that too. He had to work hard for that submission. Fujita did not want to give that up. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the relationship story between Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. I like how you got like Zack Sabre Jr. and Shota in this picture, like pretty much doing the same pose. What are you doing?
Oh, just spelling out TMDK with my fingers.
Oh, like, are you making fun of my nails? Because like these are expensive.
No, your nails are great.
It's expensive to be this pretty, right? Just kidding.
No, it's pretty cheap for me to be this pretty.
This is why we're friends, my friend. This match was a lot of fun for me, though. A really, really great opener. Really fun opener, and I really, really enjoy like. I feel like in Suzuki-gun, Zack Sabre Jr. was a little bit more subdued, a little bit more serious. I feel that in TMDK, he's certainly come out of the shell a little bit more, showing that little bit more of that antagonistic attitude that I've been missing a lot from him. And it's really making him even more enjoyable to watch because we have the entertainment of his wrestling. Like his technical wrestling is just insanely good. But now to have that fun kind of almost loudmouth, brash persona back out dealing with that, it's kind of brought life back into the character for me.
I think he was always that character, but it wasn't as featured. Where now he's leading a stable. He's the face of a stable, so he's out there more being that brash, cocky asshole. And with Suzuki-gun, he wasn't the bad guy. Where I think now he's trying, like with TMDK, he's portraying himself more as a heel now. I feel where with Suzuki-gun, I don't think he was portrayed as the heel, as the bad guy.
Suzuki-gun was neutral for sure.
Yeah. So here, I think with TMDK, they're being shown more as heels, as bad guys. So he's getting more and more animated, more and more dickish, more and more just like, "Go fuck yourself" kind of guy.
But he's saying it more, as in like with Suzuki-gun, it's like you could see it on his face, but he wasn't vocalizing it as much. Whereas now I feel as a member of TMDK, he's a lot more vocal. I feel that probably comes from someone like Shane Haste being behind you going, say it, 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 say it. And I like it. I'm living for it. I've always been entertained by Zack Sabre Jr., but he's never been one of my favorites because I felt that he did lack that personality that made him interesting. This evolution for me, he's definitely on my list now. This has moved him up into that level of you check all the boxes that I require to like you.
He's always been a top 5 guy for me personally, and now he's top 3 because add the perfection of the attitude and working with TMDK. He's number 1. He's made that into that top 3 for me. So good.
100%.
We move on to an 8-man tag match. It is Bullet Club's Chase Owens, David Finlay, El Phantasmo, and Kenta taking on just 4 guys: Douki, Taichi, Taka, Michinoku, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. ELP does not seem comfortable with Bullet Club anymore.
He's like Robbie Eagles. When Robbie Eagles was a part of Bullet Club, remember how uncomfortable he was with all of the shenanigans they were doing?
Well, yeah, it was ELP being brought in and kind of replacing Robbie Eagles in that sense inside of Bullet Club, where
Well, he arguably pushed Robbie Eagles out.
Yeah, but he kind of took Robbie Eagles' place. Where I think we're seeing sort of the same thing with Finlay and ELP, and this little bit of they don't like each other, because ELP at one point he slides in the ring as Taka has the just face lock on this. The just face lock on Finlay, and he's like, "Come on, you can do it. Get to the ropes." But like, it's like, why aren't you breaking it up? But it's like, it's very.
Why isn't the ref telling him to get the frick out of the ring?
Yeah, so it's very much you're very much wary on where ELP is going with this. In the end of this match, Finlay hits Trash Panda onto Taka Michinoku, gets the win. ELP, like I said, I wrote down, ELP is obviously wary of Bullet Club, and he reluctantly goes in, like, hits Too Sweet quickly and then rolls out and leaves, kind of without them. So it's very much like, what is the Bullet Club ELP's future? Because I'm thinking when Jay left, I'm thinking, oh, ELP could be a potential leader, but now with Finlay there and how prominent he's being featured, I have a weird feeling that Finlay may be the leader coming out of all this, where I thought it was going to be ELP personally.
I'm kind of like in the situation with Bullet Club right now where it's going to sound a little strange, but it's like I feel like they've gotten a little too big for their britches. There's too many members, there's too many potentials, there's too many high rankers that could potentially be leaders. And at this point, I feel like this kind of implosion that we're seeing between Finlay and ELP is going to happen again, much like how it did with Jay White, when he was like, all right, you're either with me, against me, pushing out God. That kind of removed 3 members from them, but now they like replaced them with like Chris Bay, Ace Austin, which is a good thing. We need Bullet Club members in the US, but in Japan, it kind of feels a little, I think chaotic is probably the right word for it.
Yeah. Well, this is like implosion number 4 of the squad, because if you think about it, the
5 years.
The first implosion all started with Cody and the Elite, and then that implosion happened, and the Bullet Club, the Elite fracturing from Bullet Club, and then you had so many other implosions over the years with like Jay's stuff, and now with this, what's going on? It's just.
I mean, arguably, is the leader potentially not necessarily got to be a person who's actively wrestling? I mean, when you look at it from me,
Gato, Gato's the new leader then.
That's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, if you look at him and what it is that he's functionally doing, you have all these people coming in under him, but it's like, who is the one benefiting ultimately from all of this? Gato. He's the one who gets the check, and he's the one who's probably divvying up the check for everybody.
Or we bring in Bullet Club Muto to lead them.
I mean, my other kind of thought would be the obvious, life coach, Bad Luck Fale. A leader who doesn't have to compete, but competes when he chooses to, and does so to elevate his team, as Bad Luck Fale often does. I mean, the list can go on, but let's get back to the match here, because we're talking about Bullet Club. We can't leave out just 4 guys. I gotta tell you, that Douki, you might not have liked him for a bit, but holy hot diggity dang, the best looking guy on that team right now. And holy heck, shit, did he work hard this match.
Taichi's pretty sexy though, and then Taka, that hairdo makes him pretty sexy.
I mean, if you like windswept dog look, like. But these guys, they wrestle like a mama jamma, and like Yoshinobu Kanemaru, he is one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's since leaving Suzuki-gun, I don't know what it's been about Kanemaru, but like, he's becoming daddy right now. Like, he's looking better and better to me. I don't know. It's weird. He's out Taichi.
It's because you're single. It's because you're single now.
And he's probably closer to my age. And he drinks whiskey. I mean, he drinks things that hurts his face.
Well, I guess we know who you're tweeting tonight.
Douki.
No,
Anyway,
Kanemaru.
the double team by Taka and Douki on Finlay before Taka got him into that crossface that we had mentioned with ELP was just fantastic. Just for guys working very, very well together, showing that Suzuki-gun roots. You know, they didn't lose that training, leaving the faction. It's just unfortunate that at this point they still hadn't picked up a win for the team. It certainly makes Taka coming out and cutting his promos before the matches look a little silly because he's sitting there like, yeah, we're just for guys and we're gonna kick your butts and we're doing up there and you're already done. And it's like, yeah, no, sir, you're already done because you're the one taking the pins.
It's very true.
Yeah, but yeah, again, nice to see Chase Owens back again. He was just all up in everybody's faces. I absolutely love this attitude from him. I love the attitude from him. I love the gear that he's kind of brought into this one. He's got new gear. Really, really liking it.
This
He's
is a man
looking
with
good.
a second round bye into the tournament.
Very, very lucky too. I remember you were like, "Oh, I don't know why you got that." Well, it's Chase Owens. He's the crown jewel. That's why you got it. But yeah, this one was fun.
And sorry, I'm not trying to rush out of it. We move on to the
we
next
got
match.
more.
It's LIJ's Bushi and Shingo Takagi, an awesome tag team, may I say, as we were saying in the last show we just covered. Versus United Empire's Aaron Henare and Great Khan, the new tag team for the United Empire, because Cobb seems to be doing his own thing now. Preview of its Henare versus Takagi for March 10th. Absolutely phenomenal match from all these guys. Khan sitting on the head of Bushi. Like, he's so small. Why would you sit on his head? You're so big. He's so much smaller than you. That is not like, usually I laugh when he sits on people's faces, like especially when he's sitting on Yano's. Please sit on Yano's. Guy pisses me off. But dude, him sitting on Bushi's head, I almost felt sorry for Bushi.
He's a little guy, yeah.
It really did. Dude, Khan catching a lariat into an arm and triangle choke from Takagi, and then moving around and hitting a beautiful exploder suplex on Takagi. Tremendous. Love those two together. Takagi catching Hanare's kick and then just cracking the just gorgeous dragon screw. Just wrecking the knee. But in the end, Henare gets Bushi in the Ultima, but Khan gets Takagi trapped in the Sheep Killer. And Bushi, I don't know if Bushi tapped out or passed out. I don't know.
He tapped.
Did he tap? Okay, I wasn't sure.
You could see him slightly doing this.
I wasn't sure if he tapped or passed. I wasn't sure. But in the end, United Empire gets the win.
Yeah, he was both tapping and nodding his head. Please let me out. Please free me.
I thought the head nods was just Henare just shaking his body and head just going limp. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, no.
That's what I thought it was.
Just got to shout out Shingo rocking a new mask, that nice cool tan mask, and a really cool new entrance robe with like that little half cape, very similar to Naito. Really, really like the look of that cape, looking really, really sharp, very much a champion esque kind of robe that I would expect to see someone who's holding a title coming out in.
Way better than their main champion's robe. That's for damn sure.
Sadly, I have to agree with you there. I am very sick and tired of seeing that money robe. It just looks like something that I could buy off Wish for $10.
Probably did.
I do want to say though, it didn't become an issue later in the match, but the beginning of the match, I was very annoyed with this teaming, because I look at this and I go, I see the Great Khan, I see Henare. At no point in time have either one of these guys been juniors. There's just no point. They've always been heavies. Shingo came into the company as a junior, graduated into a heavy, and rightfully so. Yeah, junior. He fought the junior division. He dominated the junior division. Now he's dominating the heavy division. But Bushi's a junior. He always has been a junior. He always will be a junior. I don't see him jacking himself up to Shota Umino size anytime soon. So for me, seeing the junior go into a heavy match, I felt that it was very tilted. And I was like, well, obviously.
Like I said, I felt bad for Bushi getting sat on. I felt bad for Bushi getting sat on. I'm not usually
I felt bad for Bushi being in the match, period, because he's going up unfairly as a junior against two super heavyweights in Henare and the Great Okan, who have manhandled him massively in the past anyway. And that's pretty much what happened in the beginning half of this match, is Bushi got manhandled. But like, rightfully, it makes sense. He's little. You know, this was very much so a United Empire showcase match, and showcasing specifically Henare. And it worked. Like, I came out of this match with a whole ton more respect for Henare that I'd already had been stacking up on since he joined the United Empire. He's just been getting better and better and better and better. That Ultima is nasty. Absolutely nasty.
Ospreay makes people better, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you always have those leaders, right?
Yeah, you do.